Ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome to Anton Art Centre and the Basement Gallery, and tonight the opening exhibition of Hold Steady by Creative Spark. In slightly unique circumstances, now that we've moved to level 3, our plan to have a mixture of an online opening and an in-person opening had to change midweek. So we welcome everybody from home. The way the event will go on is, after my brief intro, I'll introduce a couple of people, and then we're going to go around the whole exhibition and just give you an idea of this wonderful exhibition. You mightn't get to see everything for as long as you would normally see if you're in a gallery, so after the live stream is finished, it'll come up on our Facebook page, and if you'd like to go back in, you can pause on any of the artworks and enjoy them in your own time. After we look around the exhibition, I'm going to be briefly interviewing 4 of the resident artists. So first, I'd like to introduce Sarah from Creative Spark, just to say a couple of words.
Thanks, Paul. It's great to be here, even in these strange circumstances that we were able to put the exhibition on at all. I know poor Gráinne was here on Monday when things were changing and was very crestfallen that we weren't going to even have a proper opening this evening. So I really want to thank Gráinne for all the effort that she's made putting the exhibition together, holding the hands of all the artists in residence. I'm sure they'll get an opportunity to say thank you themselves later, because Gráinne really puts a huge amount of effort into the Artist in Residence programme every year and into pulling the exhibition together with the Print Studio members. It's very important that we thank our funders as well, in particular Create Louth, the Louth Arts Service, which funds both the Artist in Residence programme and the Print Studio, which supports over 30 artists every year in the Print Studio, and then we have 5 or 6 artists in residence every year. And this year we were lucky to have a Print Studio maker in residence, which was funded by the Arts Council for the first time, so that's also fantastic. Gráinne to say a few words now.
Thanks. Thanks everyone for watching us live. It's very different from last year, but it's really just an opportunity to showcase all the different artists that we've had over the year. So this is our 6th annual residency exhibition, and over the 6 years we've had over 34 artists now, and it gives them an opportunity to develop their practice, to showcase their work, and to develop professionally as artists. So this year we have 5 artists in residence, 4 of them from the artist programme and then 1 from our printmaking residency as well. At the minute, our open call is still on for next year, so if anyone wants to apply, there's still about 5 or 6 days to apply, so get on it. I really just want to thank all the artists for powering through these times and getting the work done, and we're really lucky that Paul and all the crew in Anton are letting us do it in a different way this year, but we're still getting to showcase everyone's work. And on top of that, we also have 13 artists from the Print Studio exhibiting as well. So fair play to them for getting everything done and in on time, just in time for level 3, so we could still hang it in time. And we also have 34 members of our Print Studio, so they all couldn't make stuff in time, but it's great. So check it out, check them all out, and give them your support. Thanks.
Okay, so our camera person Stevens is going to take you around the exhibition now, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. Now, that should give you a brief view of the wonderful work here on display. Hopefully, we will have moved to level 2 before the end of the exhibition so that you can actually come down and see it yourself. So, we're going to briefly interview 4 of the residents who are in residence in Creative Spark. So, we're starting with Niamh Larkin. Niamh, can you just tell me a little bit about your work, the kind of work that you do?
Well, I'm a hand weaver, and a lot of the work that I do is inspired by shadow tissues technique, which is a very old traditional technique that was used way before the World Wars, and then it was lost, and it was being brought back to life by Patricia Belford in her research of the shadow tissues. So all my work is very much inspired by the combination of screen printing techniques with traditional weaving techniques as well.
Cool. And can I ask you, Niamh, you're not from Dundalk, are you?
No.
No. And how did you get on in the residency? How was the residency in Creative Spark for you?
Well, the residency was great because whenever I applied, I had just moved home from Scotland, and it was a great way of meeting local artists, meeting Grania and everyone at Creative Sparks, they were amazing, so welcoming. It was great also having facilities and a space, because when I first moved home, I had no workshop, I had nowhere to do printing, and they've been great in providing space and information of where to get things, which is great because I wouldn't have had a clue where to start looking. And yes, they have been brilliant, so it was a great experience.
Super. Niamh, that is you done. I know you're delighted to have done that. So I might ask May Lynn to come in. So thank you. Thanks very much. So our next resident artist is May Lynn, if you'd like to grab a chair there. May Lynn, if you can tell me a little bit about the work that you do.
Thank you. Yes, I'm a screen printer and illustrator. So I just graduated in July of this year, so it was a very I had actually applied just to do the residency, and I was so surprised that I got it, just under the circumstances. So it was great coming on board to get the experience. Foremost, it was to meet other creatives, because you're in an environment where you had to social distance. My final semester at university, we just didn't have, any contact. Well, we had a few kind of Zoom calls with our tutors, but whenever I graduated, we were kind of like left in the dark. We didn't know where to go, what to do. So Creative Spark just gave me an amazing opportunity to be able to continue with my work. Yeah. And
now, as you outlined there, we're in a COVID world. What now for your work? Where are you going to next, and what opportunities do you hope to pursue?
Well, currently my work is based around picture books. So the exhibition has my work has been taken from the story of the Grimm's brothers, Little Red Cap. So I'd actually started that project whenever I was at university, and I continued it during the Creative Spark print residency. So for the future, I hope to continue doing, what I'm doing at the moment in terms of picture books, but hopefully I'd like to write and illustrate my own book at some stage, but hopefully that'll happen.
May Lynn, thank you so much. Our next artist we're going to talk to is Jane. Jane, if you'd like to come in and sit down here. So Jane, you're very welcome. Can you tell me a little bit about the work that you do?
Sure. Well, to put it in context a little bit, Paul, my background is as an art educator, and after an energetic and joyful career as an art teacher, I really wonder some days why I'm not putting my feet up now. But like all creative people, I'm driven, there's an energy that just wants to make things. And of course, when you're in the middle of making things, there's a buzz that is better than you can get with any drugs, a bit like in the theatre when the magic happens. So that's why I get up every morning and discipline and go to the studio and make ceramics. I love working with clay, and I've made these pieces which are probably based on ideas of space. So how can you trap or capture space? So in architecture, you know, you could go into a space and you have a certain feeling about it, like in a cathedral, or, you know, even looking into a black box, there's a curiosity about a space. And in nature, it's full of spaces. You know, there's a snail shell, for example, will pull you in and you want to look inside. So I gotten as far as making the shapes with the notion that they had an outside and an inside, and I wanted to get the viewer to look inside, but I couldn't figure out how actually to do that until I went to Creative Spark. And then the lovely Grania, not being a Digi native myself, she helped to show me how to make decals, and I was able to make images which I could put and print on the inside of the pieces to draw the viewer in, you know, so to look curiously at what might be happening on the inside. So that's it.
Thank you so much. I think you've given me all the answers I could possibly hope for. Thank you so much. And finally, this evening we have Annie June. Annie June, if you'd like to come and join me now with a guitar. Okay. So Annie, you tell me a little bit about your work. Just hold the microphone for yourself there.
No problem. Yes, so my work mostly comprises of illustration, performance, facilitation for adults and children, and my work at the moment on the wall, as you can see, there are images from some performances that I have appeared in, which mostly there's music and performance and shadow puppetry, that kind of thing. So I'm an advocate of the arts and the arts for everyone, adults and children. And delighted to be here exhibiting as part of this group.
Cool, thank you. Now you've brought a guitar out. It's like a gun in Chekhov. Do you want to play something?
I'd like to play a song,
Okay.
Which sort of is inspired by something that one of my tutors at college said to me. He said, you know, what we're here to do is it's a creative lobotomy. So we're going to take the contents of your head and pour them out on the table, rearrange them, and then hopefully give them back to you in some sort of concise formation.
Cool.
So this is...
Are you singing as well as playing?
Yes.
I'll hold the mic for you then.
Let us cut out and assemble our pieces, distractions, disruptions, or a break in something. Let us cut out and assemble our pieces, distractions, disruptions, or a break in something. I spat right out when I saw the bird. Magpie grin without saying a word. Triangle in a circle at the root of the spine. It's closed and it's blocked since I'd love her last time. Sing it low like Hieronymus Bosch when logic and reason are mad out of touch. See the degenerative decay of the untamed mind leaves mothers and babies far, 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 far behind, far behind. Sing it bold like Henry Matisse. See the curves and the valleys like Georgia O'Keeffe. See the two-tone colors spill out underneath when your paint and your palette, they finally meet. They finally meet. They finally meet. They finally meet.
Thank you so much, Annie. Cheers.
Thank you.
So that's where we're going to leave the live stream this evening. Thank you so much for clicking on that button. Hopefully, as I said, Hold Steady by Creative Spark will open to the public at some point in the near future once we move to level 2. So for now, stay safe and we'll see you soon. Thank you.